Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we analyze Bitcoin. None of the content is financial advice. This is the regression based price color coded with risk level based on the linear regression based model. This model identifies the euphoria phases in this dotted red line wherever the price is proximate to the dotted red line. Bitcoin is closer to the top, and one thing to note is that again from 2017 cycle, again, this chart takes price action from 2014 onwards. From 2017 cycle there has been uh, uh, some sort of a proximity with this red line. Again, you can see in 2017 the price went to about 20k when the dotted red line was at around 7k, whereas in 2021, that is in two iterations in 2021, the price came close to that dotted red line first in April-May time period, when the price was went to around 63k. Back then the dotted red line was somewhere between 50 to 55k, and then again in 2021 November when the dotted red line was close to 69k. But you can see the eventual top was for the market cycle was slightly under the dotted red line. This time around, the price could well miss the dotted red line, the two standard deviation overvaluation territory. Right now, that ceiling is at around 188k. So whenever the price is in this orange color or close enough, when you get that red color over here, that signals an overvaluation of Bitcoin. The undervaluation zones are again whenever the price is lower than the regression based fair value. Essentially, this is in currently coming in at around 74k. In mid to late 2026, this line could help if the market were to cool off in 2026. Right now the price of Bitcoin has came down quite a bit. Now the price is close to that 108k level. The key moving averages for Bitcoin right now, the 20-week simple moving average is at around $113,000. The 21-week exponential is at around 110k. So about $3,000 to $6,000 from here to the upside, and to the downside, this area of support at around 105k to 106k could be key. If not, then the 50-week simple moving average is at around 102.8k, so almost 103k. From where we are right now, there is this pattern that formed since about October 2024, where the price comes breaks out of the structure over here with this white line over here. The highs that it made in March of 2024 breaks out of that range, goes to a potential new high, and then comes back and to test that white line over here. Something similar happened since May 2025 as well, when there was a breakout again from the previous range, and then essentially then the price came back and is currently testing that yellow line over here for first and now second time potentially. And again, as and when the price is above this yellow line, the rally could continue per my interpretation. The 2.618 could be one logical area where the price could go if there is a rally at around 150 to 155k. If there is a momentum positive in November December time period. Right now, overall the narratives are more bullish than bearish right now, as it stands over the last 7 days. Again, discussions related to Bitcoin on social media platforms pertaining to crypto are ever so increasing. The size of that narrative and the overall market bullishness has come into full force. Although you can see the heat maps are saying something different. Over the last 24 hours, the market did correct quite a bit. Over the last 7 days, only a handful numbers of names are up. Again, Bitcoin is not one of them. Over the last 30 days, again, Bitcoin is number 4 spot, down by about 8.5%. And over the last 90 days as well, not much to discuss. Again, Bitcoin is basically flat to slightly bearish, down by about 4%. The year-to-date ROI for Bitcoin for this 2025 has the post-halving year of 2025 has been quite lackluster if you compare that with 2021. 2021 similar time we were up about 90 to 100% from the yearly open. Now Bitcoin is barely up by about 15-16%. If we analyze Bitcoin from the perspective of what's the 20-week simple moving average risk, this is the risk normalized. Bitcoin is in orange color. Over here, whenever the price is and the 20-week simple moving average risk is less than 0.2, that's when Bitcoin has historically been in bottoming pattern. So for example, in April 2025, you can see the price for Bitcoin was much lower than what it is today, at around 74-75k, because before testing that again, as the price, the 20-week moving average is this red line over here, and the price was way down compared to the 20 week back then was 95k, and the price was about 20,000 lower than the 20-week simple moving average, marking a delta of about $20,000. And then the risk were at around only 8%. Again, similar story in August 2024. You can check August, September 2024. The price was at around 49k. The 20-week simple moving average was at around 65k. So 15,000 delta over here. As and when the price, as we still are in this bull run, as and when the price goes to the opposite extremes at around somewhere between higher than 0.6 risk, closer to 0.7 risk, then the market eventually cools off, like it did in March 2024 and in late December 2024. The price for Bitcoin in those levels was at first in December was at around 106k, and in March the first time the price made a new all-time high, that is in March of 2024. Since that point, although the price has risen from that 106k level to at one point around 124k, that is in early to mid October of 2025, the risk score over here, the risk score in October was only 0.48. That is because the price did not deviate that much from the 20-week simple moving average. Again, in October, the 20-week simple moving average was at 113k, and the price was only $10,000 higher than that. Whereas if you compare that in December, the 20-week simple moving average was at around $80,000, whereas the price went almost $35,000 higher, and in proportion that's a higher number compared to, as a $35,000 over 80,000 is almost 50% higher than higher than the 20-week simple moving average, whereas over here only a 10% higher from 113k to 124k. So that's the identification of what a blow off top scenario for Bitcoin could be in the coming months. If this model says anything higher than 0.6 risk, again I'm paying more attention as we come closer to the end of the post-halving year. So that's one indicator. By the way, all of these charts are available on cryptoweeklies.com, link on the bottom of your screen. You don't have to pay or sign up for anything. These indicators, that crypto TLDR that we are discussing, this is the overall news sentiment score. The risk, the SMA risk meter was over here. The individual asset risk for Bitcoin and ETH, again over here, 0.42 as of today. Then we discuss the heat map. Those indicators are over here. The narrative cloud, the sentiment and popular narratives word cloud. Today we will look at the bull case for Bitcoin. Again, the banner over here says 154k as the base case, and the bull case if everything lines up at 250k. Again, as we move closer to the end of the post-halving year, the bull case is slipping away from us. The machine learning based model says that if there is a non-euphoria bull run peak in the next 2 months, the ceiling could be around 145k with a 10 to 20% tolerance. The euphoria bull run peak for Bitcoin is at around 170k as estimated by this machine learning model trained on weekly average price of Bitcoin since 2014. You can check how it is calculated using seasonal ARIMA and also LSTM and XGBoost related models and confidence levels based on standard deviations. The time weighted average price model has again come into this orange zone, marking a heightened risk for Bitcoin as it stands with respect to the market cycle completion. It hasn't signaled this red zone over here yet, but I'm paying more attention to this model to look for any opportunities to exit. In terms of the simple moving average model, again the risk is at around 0.26. If it were to go to 0.6 risk, the price forecasted is somewhere between 135k and about 140k, towards that lower end of the price forecast for Bitcoin. The polynomial regression based model says that the fair value is at around $170 for 170k dollars for Bitcoin. So right now the price is undervalued per that model, closer to that one standard deviation residual to the downside whenever major bottoms have occurred for Bitcoin. Prices have been close to that, close or slightly lower than that green line over here. So that's where all of these estimation comes from. With that, again, the base case peak as it relates to all of these risk based model are at around 154k for Bitcoin. That's about 42% higher than the current price. With that, I would like to conclude by saying the following again: the 2.618 as well as the risk-based models are confluent with that 54k target. That's the base case. Anything above that in the next 2 months again could be a bonus or a icing on top of that cake. If that happens, the next zone of confluence is between 175k to 188k. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a like, subscribe, and check out all of these charts on cryptoweeklies.com. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.